Okay, in this tutorial I'm going to talk to you about how you might create a CSS navigation menu so that you can have links to each of the different pages that you've created over the last 6 to 8 weeks in computing. You'll notice that as I hover over each of these items in my menu that they actually change color, and I'll talk to you about that as well. So the website that we're going to use is a CSS navigation menu page, and it's the one in W3 schools. So CSS navigation bar, you might want to add in W3 schools if it doesn't come up automatically. And straight away I know that the kind of menu that I want to use is a horizontal one, not a vertical one, so one that goes across the page. Say for example I like the look of this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press try it yourself, and what this does is it gives me a menu that's ready, well, partly ready to use. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to change all of these things so that it relates to what I'm doing. So for example, I might have a page about films, I might have a page about books, and I might have a page about, say, computer scientists or something else. And if we run this, you'll see that all of those things change. You'll also notice that the color at the moment is black but with white text, and you may decide to match your current color scheme, i.e. to match with this heading 1 in the top section, and also for the highlight to match this here. So how would we go about doing that? So if we have a quick look at our current CSS, you'll see that heading 1 exists in top, in the div called top, and if we look at the style for top, you'll see that the background color is white. That means that in the CSS navigation bar here, we can say that the background color up here is not this hexadecimal value, but we're going to use a X11 color name, which is white. And remember that we got our colors from Wikipedia on web colors, and we're just using these colors here. You could use the hex values as well, but for readability I'm going to use those. So we've chosen that as white. Oh. What you're also going to notice, so capital W, when I run this, is that the bar kind of disappears because the text is also in white, so I might set that to black. So let's say for example all list items are black, and run it, and now it's a white bar. When you hover over it, it kind of turns black, and that's not the color that I want, or it may not be the color that you want. You may choose to match the color that you've got on the back of your web page, but it's up to you. So if I wanted to match this color, I would just need to check in the body what color I've used, and I've used pale turquoise. Let's just copy that and go back in here, and the background color that we're going to use when we hover, background color, rather than #111, we're going to paste this pale turquoise and run it, and that way when we hover it goes this pale turquoise color. Okay. You could have about, that's just a page about yourself, or if you wish to, you can actually delete that. You don't really need that. This here is what we call UL, an unordered list, and it has list items within it. We're going to copy that, and like it exists in the body tag here, we're going to go into our program, and within our body tags we're going to place it within the top div, so that it's underneath our heading 1. When we save and run this, what you'll notice is that it has no style whatsoever, so it's just a list of hyperlinks. And in order to change that so that we have all the hovers working and a full navigation bar, is we need to go back into W3 schools, and we need to take what's in between the style tags. So this specifies what style we had. So if we copy that, and in our code we have our style tags where we've set all our CSS attributes. I'm going to paste this here, save it, run it, launch it in Chrome, and that's our menu. You may wish to change the fonts to match your current fonts as well. I'm going to leave you to figure out how to do that. I will, however, show you how to link between your films page and, if you wanted to, a books and your computer scientist page. So let's say, for example, you don't already have a books page. You could make one simply by doing File of your films page and save a copy as. And we're going to call this books.html. You probably have another page in there which is called computer scientist or assessment as well. And we'll save that. And we can also open it here. So now we've got our 2 pages side by side. Let's just change this, because this is essentially a clone of our films page. We're going to call it My Favorite Books. In here I've got pixels. I might change that to say Harry Potter or whatever my favorite book is, and I'm just going to put some random text in here and show you what that looks like in a moment. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make these links, and we can see that this page is called books.html, and this page we can get rid of this active because I don't think we're actually using that, and we're going to change that to films.html, which you'll see here. If you did computer scientist, then it'd be whatever your computer scientist page is called, but it must be in the same folder as all your other work. Yeah. So I've done that unordered list in my books page. I would have to make sure that the unordered list in my films page is identical, so the 2 menus are exactly the same. And paste that in there. Save all, so using these disks here, save all, save. Oh no, actually let's just do a normal save. So save, that's fine. And let's run this in Chrome. So what you'll see is that this page says My Favorite Books, and this one was the one about Harry Potter, although this hasn't changed yet. But when I click on this page, it takes me to My Favorite Films, and it's got pixels, and my other film. This goes to books. So that's a quick tutorial on how to create a CSS menu, how to link to multiple pages and create additional pages for your web page as well. The key thing to make sure is that you finish one page first, so whether it's your films or your books, and essentially the other page, this becomes a template for your books page. The other key thing to remember is that you have an unordered list for your menu, and that needs to be identical in all of your pages. So that needs to be in the top section for all your pages. Otherwise, you'll notice that the menu might move around, or it might even disappear when you click on a different page. And that's the end of the tutorial.